All right, Squirrels fans, welcome into the Flying Squirrels Clubhouse. That's Jay. I am Sam. Just 9 days away from opening night here at the Diamond. We are fired up for it, as I'm sure you, the fans, are as well. Jay, last week we talked about some hypothetical scenarios of guys we might see in the infield. Well, today we're going to discuss the outfield.
Let's do it.
And there's no one better to start off with than Steven Duggar, a guy who played so well last year for the Squirrels.
Yeah, how much do people love this Clemson product, Duggar? He came into Richmond, a house of fire, set the all-time franchise hitting streak, 19 consecutive games with a base hit for Duggar, and he's a guy that earned himself a spot as a non-roster invitee in spring training and impressed there as well for the Giants, a former 6th-round pick. Might be a little bit of a surprise if he starts back here because of what he did this spring, but if he does, you can certainly bet that Kyle Haynes, first-year manager in Richmond, will slot him as your #1 leadoff man to begin the year.
That'll be interesting. A guy who played high A, played single A last year, Dylan Davis, a guy who we probably will see at some point here in Richmond. May not be at the start of the season, but certainly as the season goes on.
Yeah, Davis is a guy that led the organization, by the way, in home runs, 26 between Augusta and San Jose. Runs batted in over 90 on the year, and he was challenged last year by the Giants. They sent him back to Augusta, where then he figured some things out, blew right through that level, was an all-star, and then finished up with 18 home runs in San Jose. If Davis starts the season here, you can expect him to anchor that right field place for Kyle Haynes.
And over in left field, there were 3 guys that really split time between themselves last year. Tyler Horan was one of them, Carlos Moncrief was another one, and Darren Ford the other one.
Yeah, the Giants always like to throw us a little bit of a curveball here with that veteran presence, and last year it was Ford and Moncrief, and it could be Moncrief again. This is a guy that was on the 40-man roster for the Cleveland Indians a couple of years ago, re-signed with San Francisco this season, so Moncrief could take over some of those at-bats. I know a lot of Virginia Tech fans here in the area want to see Virginia Tech product Tyler Horan yet again. He hasn't really been given a chance to prove himself on a daily basis. Had 12 home runs last year in less than 100 games played. I'd be curious to see what happens if Horan does get the bulk of the playing time out there.
And over in right field, Hunter Cole. This is a guy who Squirrels fans know all too well.
Yeah, and if Davis doesn't start here in right field, then it's going to be Hunter Cole, and that's only because, no knock on Cole, it's going to be because there's nowhere for him to go up at AAA. The Giants do such a great job of developing their talent at a young age, but they also stockpile some veteran players in case of injury at the big league level. So if Cole does indeed start the season back here in Richmond, your team MVP from a year ago, by the way, it's only because there's nowhere for him to go.
All right, you heard it here first. That'll do it for us here. That's Jay. I am Sam. Just over a week left.